What's going on, our Today All Day friends? We're so happy you're here. Friday, and boy, do we have a good show for them, Savannah.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is Today in 30. It's a showcase of the top segments across all 4 hours of our show. And you guessed it, we give it to you in just 30 minutes. So let's get it started.
All right, first up, we're going to have the very latest on President Biden's first overseas trip in office as the G7 summit gets underway.
Also ahead, it's the new space race and a battle of the billionaires. Who's going to get there first, Jeff Bezos or Sir Richard Branson? Tom Costello's got that story for us. Then Steve Kornacki and his khakis are back at the big board, this time breaking down the Westminster Dog Show. Melvin, I know you got to see it.
I am. I'm a big fan of dog shows, you know. Plus, we got a Fix-Ahead Friday meal that you can whip up today, enjoy all weekend. Today in 30 starts right now.
NBC's chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander joins us from the site of the G7 summit. Peter, good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning to you. As you know, this is the first G7 summit in 2 years. Last year's gathering that was supposed to take place in the United States was canceled due to the pandemic. And the pandemic is going to be central to the conversations that take place here as those world leaders arrive here just this morning. President Biden really hoping to rally America's allies on a series of pressing issues.
With the G7 summit beginning this morning, President Biden walking a delicate line in Cornwall in his first major in-person summit, aiming to present a united front and restore alliances that his predecessor, former President Trump, attacked, while looking ahead to a high-pressure meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin next week. Today, the topics expected to drive Mr. Biden's discussions: coronavirus, climate change, and cyber threats. The president's first order of business here, fortifying America's long-standing friendship with the UK, connecting in person with Prime Minister Boris Johnson for the first time since taking office.
I've been to my great country many times, but this is the first time as President of the United States.
Everybody's absolutely thrilled to see you.
The two leaders renewing the Atlantic Charter, a post-war declaration of cooperation first signed by FDR and Winston Churchill. On the pandemic, Mr. Johnson announcing the other G7 nations will match the U.S.'s 500 million dose donation, meaning 1 billion shots will be sent to nearly 100 nations, most in need.
We're doing this to save lives.
The move follows pressure on the president to do more, with a stark divide in vaccination rates around the world. 52% of Americans have received at least one shot, but in Asia it's just 6%, and in Africa only 2%. First Lady Jill Biden, who traded heels for flip-flops alongside Mrs. Johnson on the beach, stealing the show, the Johnson's son Wilfred. The First Lady earlier sharing her own message of goodwill, the word love outlined on the back of her jacket.
Well, I think that we're bringing love from America.
The Bidens, after hours, relaxing outside the converted castle that's their hotel.
How's it going, Mr. President? You enjoying it here?
I'm enjoying it. We're enjoying our walk.
And this morning, First Lady Jill Biden is meeting for the first time with Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge. The two of them will be touring a school here, 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. It'll be quite a scene there. And this evening, a very special gathering. We have just learned that Queen Elizabeth is now going to be coming here to Cornwall, Prince Charles, as well as other members of the royal family for a reception with the Bidens and the other G7 leaders. It's going to be one of the most high-profile appearances by the Queen since the passing of her husband, Philip. Savannah?
All right, that's what's happening overseas. But back home, a bipartisan group of senators just announced an infrastructure deal with a big price tag. What is the agreement and what are the chances here?
Well, so this is significant progress, that announcement being made by this group of 10 bipartisan senators. And what's significant is it's about $1.2 trillion over 8 years. So the number does appear to be growing. It's going to focus almost exclusively on core physical infrastructure like roads and bridges and pipes. No tax increases here. What's unclear is whether there are an additional 5 Republican senators who would have to join all the Democrats for this to pass. And the White House, it still has to review this deal. It's already expressing some concerns about how it would be paid for. Savannah?
Peter Alexander traveling with the president. Peter, thank you very much. Also this morning, there's a concerning development in the fight against the virus. The CDC has scheduled an emergency meeting today to discuss growing evidence that certain vaccines may be linked to a heart issue in teens and young adults. We're going to talk about that with Dr. Ashish Jha in just a moment. But first, NBC's Morgan Chesky with our report. Morgan, good morning.
Savannah, good morning to you. And this study found higher than normal cases of heart inflammation in patients under 30 after their second shot. Meanwhile, here outside Houston Methodist, more than 100 staffers are refusing to get the shot and are now headed to court.
From the exam room to the courtroom, this morning, new fronts in the fight against COVID-19. The CDC finding 16 to 24-year-olds who received the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine have experienced higher than normal cases of myocarditis and inflammation of the heart muscle. Myocarditis symptoms can include fever and fatigue, shortness of breath, and chest pain. The CDC said the higher rate of cases occurred especially among young men following their second dose of an mRNA vaccine, but notes the reports are rare, given the number of vaccine doses administered, and that most patients quickly felt better after receiving care. Federal officials calling it a clear imbalance, but adding more research needs to be done to confirm whether the vaccines are to blame.
The benefits of getting vaccinated far, far, far outweigh any of the potential risks or side effects.
The FDA turning its attention to kids. A top advisor now saying all children should be vaccinated, stressing herd immunity is critical with more contagious variants on the way. Now under FDA review, Moderna's new COVID vaccine specifically for 12 to 17-year-olds. But in Texas at Houston Methodist, doubts over all the vaccines have led to legal action.
You're willing to lose your job over this?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because I am not going to take that vaccine.
Jennifer Bridges, one of 117 hospital workers now part of a mass action lawsuit suing Houston Methodist for its policy requiring all staff to be vaccinated or terminated. The hospital thanking the more than 24,000 other employees who followed policy.
What the mandate has allowed us to do is go that last mile and get everybody vaccinated so we have every layer of protection for our patients that we possibly can.
And a court hearing has been set up for later today regarding that lawsuit here at Houston Methodist. And they are far from the only hospital group to have a vaccine mandate. Johns Hopkins Medicine, based in Baltimore, Maryland, has a similar rule in place. No pending litigation there so far.
We're back. Chanel joins us with a fascinating battle of the billionaires playing out in the latest space race.
Yes, it started with Jeff Bezos saying he's going to fly into space next month. But now Sir Richard Branson is reportedly hoping to beat him there.
Yeah, NBC's Tom Costello covers space for us. Tom, good morning. A lot of money and a lot of egos involved in this one.
Yeah, that's to say the least. So you've got Richard Branson from Virgin. You've got Amazon's Jeff Bezos. Now, they have both built spaceships to carry tourists into space. The question now is going to be which one of them will be first. It's Branson versus Bezos. It's billionaire versus billionaire.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Forget the last space race. Neil Armstrong and NASA won that hands down. This space race is going to be much closer. In one corner, West Texas actually, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, the founder of space tourism business Blue Origin. In the other corner, just up the road in New Mexico, Virgin Galactic founder Richard Branson. Both companies have launched successful test flights, preparing for future paying passengers.
And we have liftoff. Go, New Shepard, go.
Bezos' Blue Origin will eventually carry up to 6 passengers, remote control, rocketing into suborbit for 3 minutes of flying weightless.
Fire.
Virgin Galactic is building an entire fleet of spaceships piloted by astronauts, also carrying 6 passengers for the ride of their lives and a spectacular view.
Wow, look at that view. Gorgeous.
But which billionaire will go first? This week, Bezos announced he'll join the first passenger flight on July 20th, the anniversary of that first moon landing.
It changes your relationship with this planet, with humanity.
And he's bringing his brother, Mark.
I really want you to come with me. Would you?
Are you serious?
I am.
Well, any self-respecting space billionaire could not let that stand. Branson tweeted his congratulations, but space blog Parabolic Arc reports Branson is planning to jump into a Spaceship Two rocket plane over the July 4th weekend, beating Bezos by 2 weeks. Virgin Galactic is not commenting or denying the report. 2 years ago, I asked Branson about his astronaut plans.
You are really training hard to go to space.
I am working on getting a body that's nearly 70 years old, into a fitness state of a 20-year-old.
There are other billionaires. Billionaire Jared Isaacman is paying billionaire Elon Musk for his own private trip. We met up with both in February. Elon, when are you going to fly?
I don't know. I'd like to fly at some point, and I will.
He may not be the first to fly himself, but Elon Musk has already won the race to get real astronauts to the space station. Musk, Bezos, and Branson's companies have all suffered setbacks, including a test pilot who died flying an early version of the Virgin Galactic spaceship in 2014. In the end, Bezos versus Branson may all come down to billionaire bragging rights and a spectacular ride for anyone who can afford a very quick joyride into space.
And we are now just 42 days away from the Tokyo Olympics, and that means it is crunch time for athletes dreaming of grabbing a spot on Team USA. Laura Wilkinson joins us from the U.S. diving trials in Indianapolis. Hi, Laura. Good morning.
Hi, Savannah. Thanks for having me on today.
This is just so fun to watch, this comeback, this story. Have you surprised yourself at how far you've made it?
I'm kind of just surprised I'm doing it, honestly. Like, when I retired at 30, I was old back then. So, yeah, this whole journey has just been a crazy fun road.
I know. And, you know, you've got the gold medal. You've got the Wheaties box. You've got the 3 Olympics under your belt. So what is motivating you this time around?
It's just the love of doing it. You know, when you feel called to do something and you're passionate about it, you just want to be all in. And it's the drive, it's the love. And I love that my kids get to watch me do this, not just me telling them how to live their lives, but they're seeing me, the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to actually get there.
It's an incredible message for your kids to see. But I have to tell you, Laura, when I saw your mother's face, there she is, back at the meet, living and breathing every dive with you. Was she happy to see your return?
The first thing she said to me was, do I have to come to all your meets? And I said no, and I'm actually surprised she wanted to come this time. And she's actually kind of watching me, which is a big deal.
Oh, yeah, she thought she retired, too, from being a mom who has to be nervous on the sidelines there. What do your kids say?
Well, I think my older kids, I've got one that's 9 and one that's 10, and they kind of understand what's going on, and they're getting really into it. But my little ones, they get excited, they want to clap and cheer, but then they're like, can we just go home and play now?
Yeah, of course. This has not been an easy road either. I mean, we mentioned it briefly. You went through a surgery. You had to stop training for a while because there were complications with your adoption of one of your little ones, and you kept fighting. You kept coming back.
That's just who I am, I think, you know, and when you feel really called to do something, you've got to be all in, you know, and it's never going to be an easy road, but that's what makes the journey worth it. You know, when you get through the other side, whether you achieve all your goals and your dreams or you don't, going through all of that, it refines you as a person. It's walking through that fire and you become better in the process.
It's so interesting when you say the call. You know, what is calling you?
I mean, I feel like God made it very clear that this is where I need to be. When their doors were shut and we thought there was no way through, he made a way. He opened doors that weren't there before. And so I feel very much like this is exactly where I need to be. I don't know why, but I love getting to do this again. And who knows how long that's for, but I'm just trying to love and soak up every moment.
Well, maybe because you're inspiring a lot of people right now with this story. Laura, I know you're a realist, too. You've done well. You've made it this far. It's hard to make the Olympic team. What do you think of your chances, and are you hopeful?
You know, I had a really rough day in the prelims and semis, and so that was unfortunate. But I live to fight another day. I get to go to finals. I'm really excited. I just want to put a list together. I want to do everything the best that I can, walk away feeling proud, whether I end up on that team or not.
Well, you've done a comeback a few times before, haven't you? I believe that's how it went down in Sydney in 2000. So I'm putting my bets down on you, Laura.
Well, thanks. I guess I like a little drama.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you. Enjoy every moment. Congratulations on all your success.
We've seen Steve do it all, from analyzing elections, covering basketball. Last week, I caught him covering the horse race.
That's right. Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, now he's going to the dogs. Literally.
That's right. Here to break it all down, the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, NBC News political correspondent Steve
Kornacki.
Oh.
Steve, was it rough studying up on the dog show?
I got to tell you.
I'll pause now.
I bet you got a few more lined up there, too. This is an event I look forward to every year because every year there are like 5 breeds of dogs that I never even knew existed, and it turns out they can win awards.
All right. So what's the history of the dog show, Steve?
Lengthy. How about this? How long have they been doing the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show? The first car hadn't even been invented. 1877 was the year of the first dog show. This is the first car. This is the Benz. This came out about a decade later. Also, there were no light bulbs. There was no light.
Oh, my goodness.
Had to do it in daylight hours. That was a few years off. How about the zipper? The zipper wasn't even patented until the 1890s. The dog show is older than all of these things.
So, wow, I didn't realize that. Did you guys know that? No. There are new eligible breeds to compete this year. Can you tell us what they are?
And like I said, this is my favorite part. You find out about these breeds of dogs that you didn't even know existed. This year, here are some of the new ones. This one's pronounced Barbet. You can see here sort of the wiry, rough coat. That is the French word, Barbet, for beard. So there's sort of beard-like there. They say this is a joyful dog, an intelligent dog, but if you're a bird, watch out because this is used in waterfowl hunting. Keep that in mind. You've got the Beaver, pronounced Beaver Terrier. This is a little controversial. A lot of people say, what's the difference between a Beaver Terrier and a Yorkshire Terrier? There was rigorous genetic testing that was done to determine this is a distinct breed, and now comes in the first time. And this is my favorite one, the Dogo Argentino.
Let's see this one.
This is a fierce dog. This thing has been used in big game hunting. These dogs have taken down wild boars. I'm not kidding you. And this year, a breed in the dog show.
Wow. Kornacki, you continue to impress and amaze with the homework that you do for these segments. How are the competitors, how are they categorized, Steve?
Yeah, so you got the breeds here, but they put a bunch of different breeds in groups. So you've got basically 7 core groups here. They compete within the group. Then the winner from each group, that it becomes sort of the playoffs for the best in show. So these are the different groups they've arranged them into. This is the big one historically. Terriers, believe it or not. No group has produced more winners. Look at that, 47 best in show winners from Terriers. By far, this is the most successful group. Bred to hunt and kill vermin. Hey, no one likes vermin, so maybe that has something to do with it. This is actually, if you look at the non-sporting group, it produced the most recent winner. This was a standard poodle last year. And this group here, the herding group, German Shepherds, would be in this group. It's a little bit new. It's only in the last 40 years, but only 2 winners have ever come out of this group. Hey, maybe it's the year for the German Shepherd.
Maybe it is the year. Really quickly, we know these dogs have some fun names. Any that stand out over the recent years?
Oh, we got some good ones here. Yeah, take a look here. Go back. Special Times Just Right, 2001. I like this one right here. Rocky Top Sundance Kid in 2006. But I think the all-time favorite, you go to 2013. We call him Banana Joe. Banana Joe won in 2013. I think no one's topped that one.
Who's the favorite, Steve? Do we have a favorite going into the weekend? Who should I put my money on?
It's wide open, but history says put your money on a terrier.
Always
there you go. Steve Kornacki, 41 years old, 147 in dog years. So, thanks so much, Steve.
Thank you. Hey, it's Steve Kornacki at the Big Board. You're watching Today in 30. You know, we're breaking down the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. Here you got the different groups they compete in. Here's one interesting thing. I learn a lot every time I watch the dog show. Here's something interesting I learned. One of the groups, it's called the sporting group. The Labrador Retriever is like the most popular dog in the United States for people to have as a pet. This is the group it competes in. It has never, ever won Best in Show. They're the most popular dog in the country. In a sporting event that goes back to 1877. Hey, maybe this is the year for the Lab.
Okay, if it's going to be a beautiful weekend in your neck of the woods, don't spend it inside cooking. We've got a Fix Ahead Friday meal from our friend, today food stylist, Anthony Catrino.
And this week, Anthony's new show, Saucy, premiered on the Today All Day channel on Peacock and on Today.com. So to celebrate, Anthony is cooking up something very special for all of you at home. Take a look.
Hey, Jenna. Hey, Willie.
I'm here in the brand new Today All Day Kitchen, which is the home of my show, Saucy, and I have got the perfect Fix It Friday for you, and it all starts with these roasted summer vegetables. So on this sheet pan, I have some beautiful cherry tomatoes, some yellow squash, and some zucchini, and basically all you want to do is cut them into like 3/4 inch chunks. You want to match the size of the tomatoes so that everything cooks nice and evenly. So just a quick chop, nothing fancy. Add it to the sheet pan. I'm using two because you want to give your vegetables room on the sheet pan when roasting so that they don't steam. And all there is to it, nice drizzle of olive oil, about 1/4 cup per sheet pan. And use really good extra virgin olive oil. And then just some seasoning. Salt is really important when roasting. You want to be generous. Use a little bit more than you think is the right amount. It really sucks up the salt and it'll be bland tasting if you don't go on the heavy side here. And then some freshly ground black pepper. So we're not really looking for color. We just want to cook them till they're fork tender, about 18 minutes or so in a 400-degree oven. And when they come out, they're beautiful and delicious, look just like this. So I let them cool. You can do this early in the week, late in the week, and use them for days afterwards. So I'm gonna make one of my favorite things, especially during the summer, a delicious farro salad. So farro is my grain of choice for this, but you can use quinoa, you can use even rice. I just love the chewy texture of farro. So that got put right on top a bed of baby arugula. In go our roasted summer vegetables, then one of my favorite cheeses, ricotta salata, nice dry salty cheese, some salt and pepper for seasoning, and then just add your favorite Italian dressing. Mine is my white balsamic vinaigrette, and you can learn how to make it on the first episode of Saucy. So as little or as much as you like to taste. I like a very heavily dressed salad, especially farro. It really sucks it up. So just add as much as you need to. If you make the salad in advance, when you take it out to eat, just taste it again. You may need to add just a skosh more dressing. And that's all there is to it. It's beautiful, it's delicious, and it's all yours. Another great make-ahead, a frittata. This is one of those easy to make dishes. It's a perfect way to kind of empty out whatever is in your fridge using all those leftovers. So into the eggs, some pecorino for saltiness flavor, some salt and pepper, whisk it up, and some heavy cream. We'll get that all nice and combined. Then all that's left to do is layer your flavor. So our roasted summer vegetables, some of that leftover baby arugula from our farro salad, some cheese. You always need cheese in a frittata. I'm using an Italian cheese blend, but any melty cheese is great here. And eggs right on top. Make sure everything is submerged, especially that arugula, so it doesn't burn, into a 375-degree oven just until the eggs are set, about 30-35 minutes. And breakfast, lunch, dinner, a snack, everything is served. Hey everyone, Anthony Confrino here. You know me from my show Saucy, which you can watch right here on Today All Day. One other tip when roasting vegetables is to do so at a high temperature, at least 400 degrees, and really let your oven preheat. Don't forget to tune into my show. New episodes air every Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m. right here on Today All Day. Have a great weekend.
All right, that's a great tip. Thank you, Anthony.
You know what, folks? You're going to want to be with us next week. We've got a huge milestone. The one and only Tina Fey will be our first live guest in studio, in the flesh, since this pandemic.
It's all coming back. It's all coming back. Plus, we're going to talk to Bruce Springsteen. That's right. We're going to talk to the boss about his new Killer collaboration. We're going to see you Monday morning right here on Today. Have a fantastic weekend.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.